Welcome back to the study of Genesis. Once again, it's so amazing that we're in chapter 15 already, and we're actually going to finish chapter 15 today. And today is what the Lord is trying to tell Abram, is that I'm going to give you all of this land for inheritance. But it says, in the fourth generation, your descendants will come back here, for the sins of the Amorites have not yet reached its full measure. It's interesting though, right? So God promised you something. There's something that he has said, I'm going to give to your descendant. I'm going to give to you. But I have to wait until the sins of this group, the sins of these individuals have gone to a place where I can't forgive them anymore. And many times you wonder, Lord, what's taking you so long? And we talked about this several times. Well, how come that it is that you promised me something and it hasn't fulfilled yet? You promised me this job. You promised me this place. There's so many moving parts that have to happen before things come into place. Remember that the Lord has given free will to each one of us. God has given us, even though he knows the beginning to the end, at the ultimate time, you're the one that makes a decision whether you're going to follow God or not. At the ultimate time, you're the one that decides what is going to be your future. God is going to do everything possible in order to save you. God is going to do everything possible in order to show you the right way. God has shown you that he has a reward for you, and Christ is coming soon with his rewards at hand, is what Revelation says. But right now it's talking about that when the darkness set fallen, a smoking fire pot with blazing torch appeared and passed between the pieces. And on that day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram and said, to your descendant, I will give the land. And he says, Egypt, from the great river to Euphrates, and the land of the Kenites, the Kenphilite, the Huthites, and the Canaanites, and the Jebusites, all of these lands that he said, I'm going to give to you. But all that land needed to wait. God needed to wait all of those years. I don't know about you, but you're looking at that God told Abram, this is before he even has a child. This is before he even has they're in captivity. So you're looking at about a 500-year prophecy that this is going to come to effect. Because you look at it that Israel was in captivity for 400 years. And then after that, there were 40 years in the wilderness before God gave them this land. Because they never trusted. Because most of the time when God gives us a promise, we allow the enemy to start giving us doubt. We allow the enemy to start helping us feel that we are filthy, that we're not worthy of the promise that God has given us. The very next promise that God has given us is that Christ is coming back, that Christ is going to take us home. Are you going to allow the enemy to take that away from you? What is it that he offers that is more wonderful than what he has shown you so far? What is it that this earth is offering you that you're willing to give up the things that God is creating for you in heaven? I don't know about you, but when I look at this story, when I look at what God has predicted, this took 400 years, and yet you're not willing to wait. You're not willing to wait. And God is trying to let you know, son and daughter, if I promised you, if I gave you that promise, it's because I'm going to fulfill it. Many of you are sitting there, and I know that many of you are going through really deep struggles. Many of you are going through things that you don't know how you're going to overcome. But God is telling you, just hold on. I'm never going to allow anything more than you can handle. I'm telling you, I'm giving you the promise that I'm going to allow there'll be things in your life that's going to be difficult. And it may be the point where they even take your life, but the very next thing you're going to see is your Creator, your Jesus, coming to take you home. Won't you hold on? Won't you wait for that promise? If you've seen that for the past so many years, God has been faithful and God has been able to fulfill all of the promises that he has given. All of the prophecies are being fulfilled right now. Prophecies that were told 2,000, 3,000 years ago are happening before your very eyes right now. So you know that Christ is soon to come. All he's saying is, hold on, give me one more moment, give me one more chance. Because what I have for you is so much greater. I want to let you know God should be tugging at your heart right now. You might think that you don't need him. Maybe you're listening to me by mistake and you're an atheist. You don't even believe in God. You believe that this world was, with all this majesty, was created by chance, that we came from a monkey. I don't know about you. You might believe that, but it takes a lot of faith to believe that. I much rather believe that there was a creator that created it, and a creator that says, I'm about to give you something large, something great, but there's going to be time. Give me time until these cities, their cup overflows with sin, and then I'll give it to you. It took Abram 400 plus years to see the promise. He never did see the promised land. His great-grandchildren were the ones that took advantage of that. But at least he got to see the multitude of individuals that God gave him through his one son, the promised son. And God gave you his promised son, and he told you, through him, I'm going to give you salvation. So don't wait, because tomorrow may be too late. Surrender your heart today and give your heart to him today, because he's calling you. He's tugging at your heart. He's using me here in Canada. And you, wherever you are in the world, he's calling you right now, and it says, come in. Let me come into your heart. Open the door to your heart. And you'll see that will be the best decision that you'll ever make. I'll see you tomorrow.